Good morning, Malta and Gozo, and welcome to another episode of Lovin Daily. My name is John Paul Sapari. Today I'm joined by Sam Vassallo, and these are your 5 headlines for today. Daphne Caruana Galizia and Carmel Kirkop murderers charged in court. Sergeant who celebrated Daphne's murder off police force. Maltese commissioner condemns Poland's restrictive abortion ruling. Missing kitten leads to discovery of poison at cat colony in Valletta. And a young Maltese tennis player has advanced to the round of 16 at ITF tournament in Tunisia. Sam?
So we've had major developments in the Daphne Corner Galizia case, if you've been following. After triggerman Vince Muscat pleaded guilty in court day before yesterday, that followed by 3 arrests by the Talmasca brothers and a certain Jamie Vella, who have allegedly helped create the bomb that killed Daphne Caruana Galizia. Now they have been charged in court and for the Daphne Caruana Galizia murder, as well as the murder of lawyer Carmel Kirkop. However, they pleaded not guilty to both charges. So yesterday, Police Commissioner Ghaffar, gave us a little breakdown of these developments. The task force into the assassination of Daphne Caruana Galizia is still underway. Just to give you a kind of brief of where we are in the Daphne Caruana Galizia case, Jürgen Fenech, business mogul, has been charged with conspiring to go ahead with the assassination. Now Vince Muscat, being the triggerman, has pleaded guilty to this murder, and Melvin Thoma, who's the alleged middleman, has been given a presidential pardon to reveal everything he knows.
Absolutely. Just going into some more details about what happened yesterday. Adrian Ajus has been charged with procuring the men for the murder of Kirkop in 2015 and paying the men a sum to do it. He's also being charged with heroin possession and trafficking charges. Robert Ajus and Jamie Vella were charged with for their complicity in the murder of Daphne Caruana Galizia, in particular how they supplied the explosives which killed her. Yesterday, speaking at a press conference, Police Commissioner Angela Ghaffar confirmed that police also seized 2 vehicles from the 2 suspects, one which contained over 50,000 euros in cash, another which contained 350 grams of heroin. 2 sachets of cocaine were also found. Moreover, a search of their residence yielded another 220,000 euros in cash, a cash counting machine, 25 mobile phones, 2 laptops, other electronic devices, firearms, and documents. Moving on to our second story, and still in relation with the Daphne Caruana Galizia murder, a sergeant who celebrated her death is now off the police force. Raymond Massoud, the police officer who celebrated her death on social media back in 2017, is no longer part of the police force. However, authorities won't divulge whether he was fired or allowed to retire and reap all the benefits that come with retirement from the police force. Just to give some background and context into this, Raymond Massoud, just hours after Daphne Caruana Galizia was murdered, took to social media and said, and I quote, "What goes around comes around, cow dung, feeling happy," and he put a smiley face emoji. Obviously, outrageous behavior, especially for someone in the force, protective laws when it's meant to protect citizens. Clearly, at the time his behavior was condemned and he was suspended on half pay. But then, for a number of reasons, he didn't show up to a number of cases, and it kind of got pushed to the side with a lot of people kind of forgetting about it. But Lovin Daily did reveal that in fact he is off the force, but it's still unclear whether he's benefiting from the retirement scheme or whether he was fired.
Indeed, I think what's a little bit more heinous than the factual fact that the police sergeant went to social media to celebrate a brutal murder is the fact that it took at least 3 years, for something to come of it. In fact, we've confirmed that he was still on half pay when former Police Commissioner Lawrence Cotayar had stepped down at the end of last year. Right now, the case is within the hands of the Public Service Commission, which is an independent body. So, the police don't have a say on what goes on in this matter, but it seems that Massoud is allegedly, as you've said, missed a lot of the cases. To hear his hearing, the trial, sort of alleging that he had medical reasons for missing it. But we will soon find out whether he's benefiting from a medical package or is benefiting from a retirement package with the police force. Stay tuned to Lovin Malta on more updates on this following our next story. story. Our Maltese commissioner condemned Poland's restrictive abortion ruling yesterday. So EU Commissioner for Equality Helena Dalli condemned Poland's abortion ruling, which essentially banned abortion in the Eastern European state. So in October 2020, the Polish court ruled that getting an abortion when there is a severe fetal defect is unconstitutional, which effectively bans 98% of abortions. Now, Dalli pointed out that abortion, whether it's legal or not, still happen, and it just puts women's lives at risk, and that sexual health is a human right and definitely so in the European bloc. Now, even with this very restrictive law, it is still more liberal than Malta's full ban on abortion. In fact, in Malta, as we know, you can be imprisoned or given a hefty fine if you are found to have helped someone get an abortion or have gotten abortion yourself. So it would have been very nice for the EU Commissioner to have spoken in favor of abortion rights when her political career locally wasn't on the line, same as some of our other politicians like Alfred Sant and Joseph Muscat, but I regress over there. On to our next story.
Yes, moving on. Missing kitten leads to discovery of poison at a cat colony in Valletta. Two colleagues yesterday who took care of this cat colony, which is at the Valletta waterfront, had returned a couple of kittens, neutered kittens, to the cat colony. They neutered all the cats there, just for your information. And then one day they found that one of the kittens was missing. One of the colleagues went looking around to see to find the kitten, and in the back, behind this iron gate, they found a bag with fresh tuna and mixed with poison. So 2 bags of tuna mixed with poison, obviously purposely put there, out of sight of any people, but in the vicinity of the cat colony to what one can assume is to poison and kill these cats. It's unclear who put the poison there. Obviously the area of the Valletta waterfront, there's a lot of restaurants nearby. It's quite a touristy area, even though COVID times it's not so much anymore. But speaking to Lovin Malta, one of the colleagues said in fact, they take care of this cat colony quite well. They make sure that all the cats are neutered, so they're not bothering the restaurants. They make sure that they are fed, so they're not going up to patrons of the restaurant and stuff. And they couldn't quite understand why someone would go through this effort to place poison for these cats. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time this has happened in Malta. In fact, it's happened on numerous occasions where people find poison mixed with food. But it is quite shocking that in this circumstance, it was the effort that went into mixing the poison with the food and placing there is quite shocking. As of yet, one of the kittens hasn't been found. The other 2 have. So obviously, the people who take care of the cat colony there are quite stressed and quite upset that this has happened, but
it's absolutely deplorable, and the fact that this is not the first time that it's happened begs the question: do we need stricter enforcement? Do we need better legislation? Animal Welfare Commissioner Alison Bezzina has in fact condemned the act and has previously even filed a police report after a sign was found in Gozo threatening to poison people's pets if they found them over there. On to our last story of the day. A young Maltese tennis player advances to round of 16 at ITF tournament. So Francesca Curmi, who's a rising tennis star, hailing all the way from our little island of Malta, has advanced to round 16 of the ITVX Monastir tournament in Tunisia. So, in Malta we have such young, fresh talent in sport, but it's still an uphill battle for Curmi. She needs to play and win 2 qualifying matches. She has a really good track record. She's played the Wimbledon Juniors, the US Open main draw. I'm very excited to see how far she goes in her career.
She's actually currently playing the round of 16 now, this morning. So from what I saw, she was doing very well. So best of luck to her. Maybe she's finished actually by this point, who knows. But very promising young star. She had, like you said, an uphill battle having to qualify for this ITF tournament in Tunisia. But this is just the beginning for her. She's just turned 18 and she's now venturing into the world of the pros. And we'll see where it goes. But, it's a promising news and good to see Maltese athletes succeeding abroad. With that being said, this brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you for joining us and have a day full of lovin'.